Hey guys, it's Stir. A lot of you guys know this. A lot of my friends know at least. I mean, you can clearly see on my profile picture of what it is. I'm a huge SpongeBob fan, of course. I have been since I was a child, like most people. Most people grew up with this show and love it to death. Some people grew out of it because it wasn't that good for a while, but then it improved in quality, and for some reason the fan base just went massively. It got bigger after Sponge Out of Water, and ooh, I gotta talk about this. There were recently leaked storyboards of like a canceled storyline for what the new SpongeBob movie was going to be about. The SpongeBob movie, It's a Wonderful Sponge, and oh my God, this is huge. Okay, so the reason how I figured out about this was that Veilski Bum. Yeah, I watch Veilski Bum. I don't care if you cringe. I don't care what commentary YouTubers say. I like him. I can respect your opinion. That's fine. I don't really. I'm just saying. I don't really care that he makes cheap videos. I like him. I personally like him. But yeah, I was watching his video because he uploads like cartoon news and stuff. That's why I watch him. He made a video about this, and it just blew my mind. But I was doing more research on this, and he didn't show all the storyboards. There's a bunch of video clips of the storyboards frame by frame on the SpongeBob wiki. He thankfully added a source to that, and I haven't seen them yet. I figured that I should react to them on here, and this seems exciting. But before we do that, I do want to talk about like my initial reactions to this movie because uh, like a few months ago, I made a Amino post when Nickelodeon or Paramount Pictures was talking about their upcoming films. They talked about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and they talked about this movie, the SpongeBob movie, It's a Wonderful Sponge. They revealed the title, and they were talking about how it's going to be like an origin story about SpongeBob and his friends and how they first met at like some summer camp thing. And when I first heard about that, that really confused me because I mean, there's already episodes where it shows how they first met. I mean, SpongeBob doesn't really have continuity. We all know that. There's not really a lore to SpongeBob at all, but that's still kind of. I mean, this was supposed to be the 20th anniversary uh, special. That's probably why it's going to be an origin story. But I mean, if if it's celebrating like the anniversary of this long-running iconic series, wouldn't you want to at least stay true to the roots? Wouldn't you want to be aware that like we have seen the origins of this? But anyway, that's off topic. I remember Vincent Waller also saying Vincent Waller is the director of SpongeBob, and he also wrote a few episodes in seasons 1 through 3. I remember him saying that like this was originally supposed to be traditionally animated with some live action segments, just like the previous SpongeBob movies, and now all of a sudden Nickelodeon is saying it's entirely CGI. That really confused me, and keep in mind that this movie has been delayed, I think once or twice. I think they said it was supposed to come out in 2018, then they said 19, and now they're saying 2020, and there's probably a lot of like scrapped ideas and just deleted shit, like these storyboards, and the story might have been rewritten several times. That's what happens when you're in the movie business. And so let's check this out. Let's see what's going on. Okay, there's like these weird cat for SpongeBob is jumping out of a airplane space shuttle thing, and there's like these cat warriors. Looks like he's trying to negotiate, but that cat they're shooting at them. They're shooting at the characters with like laser guns. SpongeBob is running. Patrick looks happy. They stepped on a lawn gnome. What the hell? The cats look pissed off. Now all the other characters are running. Laser guns. A house. This looks like it's on land. Squidward's running behind a naked man. They just shot the private part with the laser gun. Okay. The characters are running into a window. They're using SpongeBob to jump into the window, which is kind of funny. Now they're inside the house, and there's two kids with guns. like water shooter guns, and they're acting like SpongeBob. They're like, this is something that was originally supposed to be in the first movie. They were gonna do something like that. Wait. Oh, and now they're negotiating like a plan with sign language, their own version. She's doing a fart noise for some reason. I think they're just... Oh, at first I thought they were just messing around, but I guess that's part of the plan. Okay. The cats are trying to break into the house. They broke the door. Kicked the door open, broke it. SpongeBob hid inside a drawer thing. The kids are shooting their water guns at the cats, and the cats are freaking out. Yeah, that's clever. I see what they did. That's funny. And the storyboard's over. Okay, based on what I saw from that clip, or storyboard, deleted scene, it seems like it was going to have, like, that same humor that Sponge Out of Water had, where, like, it's just so ridiculously stupid, the plot is really dumb for something like this, but because it's so stupid, that's also what makes it hilarious. That's why Sponge Out of Water's comedy was so good. And this seems to be a live-action segment. In Sponge Out of Water, it worked, the stupid humor worked so well because it was animated. SpongeBob has always been known for, like, that stupid, cartoony humor. But seeing live actors do that, I'm kind of skeptical about that. I mean, it kind of worked with Antonio Banderas because, like, he was talking to seagulls and stuff. It was just such a dumb idea that it only comes natural for the wackiness to evolve in those scenes. But these two kids, they just kind of pop out of nowhere. I don't know if this is the first time they've seen each other. I don't know if this is just a one-scene thing, which would also seem kind of weird. I don't know. It's strange. But otherwise, yeah, it just seemed like it was going to be kind of like Sponge Out of Water. There were some good jokes in there. There were some good visual gags. I really liked the whole cats and water balloons things. That was really clever. I like the scene where they shoot laser guns at the statue man, and shoots the private part, and then Squidward runs away. That's kind of funny. But, like, these furry characters, were they gonna be CGI too? Because, like, it just doesn't seem like something you'd see in SpongeBob. It kind of reminds me of that random scene in Sponge Out of Water when they had Bubbles the talking dolphin, the Illuminati dolphin thing. Like, that scene just came out of nowhere, and it was so sci-fi that it just kind of seemed off-putting. But because they still had the SpongeBob humor, the stupid humor in that, the scene just came across natural. Maybe that would have worked here too. I don't know. Moving on to the next scene. Okay, there's spaceships. What is going on? It's like a whole bunch of cat spaceships. The leader is talking. He threw his cape. There's some dramatic scene zooming in on him. There's a cat ship opening up. Oh, is this when they enter land or Bikini Bottom? What's going on? Okay, he's on land. He seems disappointed. He's looking at the house. That cat, there's like a chubby cat that's making him pissed off, and the visual aspects of their facial expressions is kind of funny looking. I guess the fat one got screwed, and that's the end of the storyboard. Okay, I don't really know what to say about that. This seems like an introduction to whatever these cat creature villains are. Like, maybe this is the first scene where they appear, but then again, it's on land, so maybe it would have been near the climax. Maybe this is when they first appear on land. They're obviously aliens. Okay, like, this is like their first scene. They're going on to Earth, and it seems like they're gonna do something bad to it. I don't know. Moving on to the next scene. No. The Treedome, SpongeBob and Patrick are freaking out about something. This does not seem like it was gonna be CGI. It seems like a regular SpongeBob storyboard. Patrick picks up a worm, digs it out of the ground. Why are there worms in Bikini? Oh wait, why am I asking that? There are sea worms. Okay, SpongeBob is running around on the Treedome because Sandy said something. There's a race car. What? He just grabbed them, and that's the end of the storyboard. It just seems like... That does not seem like it was going to be CGI. That seems like something that would be in, like, a traditional animated, like an episode, or it seems similar to what the storyboards were like in Sponge Out of Water. Now, I know somebody's going to bring this up and say, well, in Sponge Out of Water, during the CGI segments, they made the characters look exactly like how they do in the show, but just molded it in CGI without looking creepy like the Smurfs or Alvin the Chipmunks. I'm still... Again, Vincent Waller said that this was originally going to be traditionally animated, so I believe that this was made before the decision was to make it entirely CG. So maybe the script got changed too. No. Okay, so it's SpongeBob is on a spaceship. It's a dolphin spaceship, and there's like a cat chasing them, and they're going towards a portal. And oh my God! Wait, they're crying. SpongeBob and Gary are. What's going on? Okay, they're going towards the portal, the black hole thing. They're both really emotional looking. What the hell? And now they're lifting off in space. They're cuddling, and they're reliving memories of them playing fetch or something. They're reliving a jellyfish memory. They're reliving a dancing memory. Still moving around, just memories and stuff. Them being happy. Like father and son, kind of, but it's pet. You know what I mean. Maybe it would have been a music aspect. What? He's grabbing onto Gary's eyes for some reason. But it's supposed to be like a friendship memory thing. And now it's going back to the black hole thing. And now the storyboard's over. What the hell? Okay. Maybe this was towards the climax, but like it's... And it's a dolphin spaceship, which makes me think that like maybe Bubbles was going to be involved. Maybe... Because when Sponge Out of Water first came out, me and my friends, we all saw this in theaters, and like we were during that really trippy time travel scene, all of us thought, okay, they're gonna make a sequel, and Bubbles is gonna have a larger role. Maybe that's what this movie would have done, because the whole concept of space, aliens, that dolphin spaceship thing, the sci-fi setting, it's just... I'm really curious now, and that... it. Okay, I calmed down a little bit, and I rewatched Veilski Mum's video because I was just panting watching that entire video, just like, what the shit, just saying that a million times, wasn't really paying attention at first. But I rewatched it, and apparently in the video it mentions that Vincent Waller, like a fan saw the storyboard, and then they replied to Vincent Waller, and he said that the whole cat thing, the cat aliens thing, that idea was actually scrapped, and so that kind of just proves the theory that I had about the stories being completely different, the scripts being rewritten. And there's also something I noticed. There's something I noticed in the cat storyboard thing, the one where they're on land, and the one where they're at Sandy's Treedome. Okay, that is definitely, the whole cats at the house and the kids, that is definitely a land scene, because Sandy does not have her helmet on. And not only that, Sandy didn't have her helmet on in Sponge Out of Water when they went on land. Not only that, though, but if you compare the storyboards of in that scene with the Treedome scene, where they're in Sandy's Treedome, okay, notice that the characters kind of they're kind of drawn differently. Like, the Treedome one, it just looks like a scene from the show, like a storyboard that you'd see in a scene from the show. But the land scene, the layout of like how they're drawn looks completely different, which I think that definitely proves my theory that this was going to be traditionally animated. This was going to be like the other movies where it has traditional animation mostly, but there's also some CGI segments when they're off the surface. And this leads me to a theory, is that, okay, so Vincent Waller kept saying that there would be live-action segments. He never said that it would be in the climax of the movie, just like Sponge Out of Water and the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Which makes me think, and since this is like a whole space thing, this is a sci-fi thing, okay, I think that this would have used various sorts of animation. This is essentially Sponge in space, where, I don't know, they're like traveling somehow. They're traveling through space, through different planets and stuff. Like they went to Earth in that segment, and then they traveled to another place, which I think that means that kid scene, the kids with the water guns and stuff, that was just a temporary scene, because, and it's kind of like a knock at the first SpongeBob SquarePants movie, because there actually is a deleted storyboard from that film where SpongeBob and Patrick are running on land, and then they pass by two guys that they're dressed up exactly like SpongeBob and Patrick, where like they have this really fat guy with Hawaiian shorts and he looks really stupid, and then they have like this really nerdy guy with like blonde hair and the same pants that SpongeBob wears. So that's kind of a joke about the first movie storyboards. They're reviving that in this storyboard, which ironically also got canceled. And oh man, and I don't see any summer camp either, so that I think the story would have been completely different. Something about cats, something about space, something about traveling in different planets, and unfortunately, since the cat storyboard, the whole cat concept is canceled, that probably means that the portal scene where SpongeBob and Gary are in space is also probably scrapped, because there was a cat chasing after them, so that's kind of sad. Okay, and now the plot is completely changed. Now we are going to probably get an entirely different movie, which I'm not disappointed by. It's just, It's a Wonderful Life is just such a, that type of plot, if they are going to follow the It's a Wonderful Life story in this movie, that's just a plot that's so predictable, man. And like the Fairly Odd Parents did it too, and it was also bad. And we've kind of seen this before, now that I think about it, because in the Who Bob What Pants DVD, that DVD that has the special Whatever Happened to SpongeBob SquarePants, there are there in the special features, there's like mini shorts where it has like this series of what would happen if SpongeBob was gone. And it shows that like a lot of chaotic stuff would happen, and it would affect the characters and stuff. So we've kind of seen this before. And them doing that again, it's just, you know what's going to happen. Like, a character is going to realize that, I would be so much happier with them. Why am I thinking of being without them and stuff? And, like, they learn a lesson and stuff. This plot, okay, I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm not going to say Wonderful Life is going to be bad by any means. It could surprise us. It could be extremely good. Sponge Out of Water surprised all of us with how good it was. So, I don't know. If this does well or does bad, if it does well, then I'd like to see a sequel and I'd like to see them tackle this plot again, the whole cat space portal vagina thing. I'd like to see them do that. But if It's a Wonderful Life does bad, I don't want Nickelodeon to give up and stop doing SpongeBob movies or anything. I want them to reuse the script that they used for this movie. I think that this is an interesting, I just want to know where this went, man. Or maybe they could make like a comic book adaptation of the storyboards or something. It would just be so cool. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I actually have a script for a SpongeBob SquarePants show review. If you want to know what my thoughts on the show are right now, I like seasons 1 through 3 the best. Yeah, I know, typical. I think they're the best of the show. The humor is just something that's never going to come back in SpongeBob SquarePants ever. And I think that seasons 6 through 8 aren't great. And I think that season 9 through present is a revive back to quality. Though, honestly, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Seasons 1 through 3 are the best. It's never going to go back to that same route. But as long as SpongeBob still has a good resurgence, I'm completely fine with that. And also, rest in peace, Hillenburg. That really made me sad when both Hillenburg and Stan Lee died in 2018. I made an Amino Post tribute to both of them. That was dark. That went dark. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching and listening to my sexy voice. Just kidding, I don't want to be egotistical, and plus it's not really that sexy. And I'm very awkward. I don't know how to end videos, so goodbye.